Hi everyone, my name is Ken. Welcome to this house. Today we are in Webster Groves, Missouri, exploring a Craftsman style house. Now, this house is very exemplary of the architectural style, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we look around the outside. After I do that, we're going to go explore it. American Craftsman is an American domestic architectural style which was inspired by the arts and crafts movement beginning in the last years of the 19th century. The name Craftsman was appropriated from furniture maker Gustav Stickley, whose magazine The Craftsman was first published in 1901. The architectural style was most widely used in small to medium-sized Southern California single-family homes, but the style quickly spread across the United States. The movement emphasized hard work over mass production and was in some ways just as much a social movement as it was an aesthetic one. We've just walked in the front door and immediately this space just feels so rich with all of this beautiful woodwork and ornate details. So let's take a moment to look around the foyer and see some of these details. First, I want to point out the door knocker. Come take a closer look at this. It has an eagle sitting atop a sconce. And then this part here, you can actually move it to clank. And I'm not going to get too loud right now. Now over here, we can see that the windows have a triangular pediment above them that match the tops of the archways and the tops of the door behind me. Moving further into the space, we arrive at the staircase, and we can see that the bottom step rounds out around the oversized newel post. So let's take a moment to see this. As we continue to look up, we have an antique light fixture above us here. Down below is a radiator that has been covered, and we've seen radiator covers like this before with the grates and then the marble tops. Now, passing out of the foyer, we arrive in the living room, and this room has a lot more of those Craftsman style details, and we're going to be seeing a lot of examples of the Craftsman style throughout this house. Once again, all of the windows have these triangular pediments above them, and as we cross the room and look at the fireplace, we can see that it has dentile molding and brick, and then above it, it has a wooden mantle. And all of this matches the rest of the woodwork that we've been seeing in this house. And over in the corner next to the fireplace is another radiator which has a cover over it. And again, it has a polished stone top. Now, crossing to the other side of the room, we are going to arrive at a set of French doors, and we'll go through those in just a moment. First, I want to point out this beautiful detail right here as it opens into the dining room. So let's take a moment to see this, and then let's head into the sunroom. So come on into the sunroom, and this space is really amazing. So here, all of the woodwork has been painted white, and these windows have all been recently replaced. However, all of the original wooden casements were kept, as was very important in the restoration process of this home. As we look around, of course, there's another radiator cover here, and we're going to see this occur a lot throughout this home. There are also built-ins underneath the windows, and then a very unique light fixture that hangs above that also seems to be of a certain vintage. Now, leaving the sunroom, we are going to come through another set of French doors into the dining room. So let's begin to take a look around this space. There is one window centered on this room at the very end of it, and it has a triangular pediment above it. There is also the other side of the large wooden archway that we saw from the living room. Now, come take a closer look at this. There are all of these built-ins with glass panes, and this is just another exquisite example of the Craftsman style being played out throughout this house. Now, leaving the dining room, we arrive at a swinging door, and let's take a look at this plate. It really tells the story of the life of this house, where we can see all of the natural patina from over a century of moms opening the door here and bringing food out to the table. It's just one of those really precious things that is evident in this house and its charm. Coming through here now, we have built-ins on either side, and these are rather whimsical, but they really go with the whole arts and crafts theme and the American Craftsman style that we've been seeing played out so well throughout this house. Now, as we look around the perimeter of this room, we notice that there are tiles that vary in blues and whites, and then we also have a decorative band that goes just below the bullnose tiles. In the meantime, let's take a moment to see some of these smaller details before moving on to the kitchen. Leaving this space, we're going to come into the kitchen proper. Let's take a moment to see the archway here, how it comes up at these sharper angles. Come on through here and we're going to see the same tile continued around the space at a higher height. So now we can see that it comes up at the normal backsplash level and continues with the same theme. This time there are introduced blue pencils that run below the white bullnose tile, and we can see some of the same decorative banner tile run just above the countertop height. And even though this is a newer kitchen, it still just blends so well with the Craftsman style that we've been seeing played out throughout here. Also notice how the radiator cover has been integrated into the design of the kitchen. Now, making our way out of the kitchen, we come to this node that links us to the foyer. Now, there are just some really charming details in here. Of course, these boxed arches all have triangular pediments above them. There's a vintage light fixture here, so let's take a closer look at that. And then we're going to open this door and peek inside of the powder room. Now that we've seen the entirety of the first floor, let's head on upstairs and see the rest of the house. Arriving at the top of the stairs, we are now going to start exploring the bedrooms. So the first one we're going to see is over this way. So come on through here. Now, arriving in this room, it has these beautiful large windows that look out over the front of the house. And we can also see that the ceiling slopes up over the hidden radiator. Directly behind me is the closet, which is currently set up as a study, so we can peek our heads in here before moving on. Leaving the bedroom, we go back into the stair hall, and this is going to take us down towards a bathroom. So here's the bathroom for the second floor. Let's go ahead and peek in here. And of course, all of this is newer than the house itself, but it's still done in such a tasteful way that it really blends with the original charm. Continuing on out of the bathroom, we're going to arrive at the end of the hallway, and this takes us to another bedroom, which is set up with two beds. Once again, there's a sloping ceiling over part of it. There's a window in the center with a triangular pediment, and then directly across from us is a French door that takes us out onto a patio. Coming out of this room, we are going to pass by the final bedroom we'll see, but before we see that, we're going to come down this hallway, and there's just some really beautiful things to see in here, so come on through here, guys. The first thing we see in this hallway is this old built-in, and look at all of these different types of hardware on here. Now, continuing down the hallway, we pass by a large shelf, and this is going to take us past a large closet, which we'll see once again in a moment when we explore the bedroom, into the study. But first, let's pause to see this French door with its crystal doorknob. Stepping into the study, this is directly above the sunroom that we saw on the first floor. However, even though it has the same footprint, there are some slight variations to point out. If we notice now, the windows now have a different design on them, as well as there are built-ins on either side of this space. Now continuing on, we are going to go to the final bedroom. Now stepping into the space, we see the same hardware that was on the other French door leading into the study. And beginning to look around, once again, there are triangular pediments above all of the windows. And it is just absolutely beautiful in here how the light plays on the natural wood tones. And speaking of which, we can see that there are subtle variations in the wood grain. So for example, if we look at this closet door right here, we can see these striations that run through it are a bit more rich than the other wood tones that we've been seeing, which is common in what would be set up as the owner's bedroom to have some of the finer things around. And now if we open up this door over here, we can go back into that central hallway. There's more storage on either side, and then we can go up to the third floor. So the way we get to the third floor is through this door right here. So I'm going to open this up and we can go ahead and just stick our heads up here. Mary, thank you so much for opening up the doors to this beautiful home. It has just been so much fun to explore this. Could you tell our audience a little bit about your involvement with this property?
Certainly. So my name is Mary Brown. I'm with Keller Williams Realty, and I enjoy listing properties that are distinctive in walkable Webster. So this is definitely qualifies. It's got that unique craftsman flair and a well-maintained, well-loved appeal.
Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you would like more information on this house or to find out how to contact Mary to buy a house in the area, I'll have the listing link down in the video description below. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time on This House.